Causes of the American Civil War. The likelihood of secession was greatly increased by the coexistence of a slave-owning South and an increasingly anti-slavery North. Lincoln did not propose federal laws against slavery where it already existed, but he had, in his 1858 House Divided speech, expressed a desire to arrest the further spread of it and place it where the public mind shall rest in the belief that it is in the course of ultimate extinction. Much of the political battle in the in the 1850s focused on the expansion of slavery into the newly created territories. All of the organized territories were likely to become free soil states, which increased the Southern movement toward secession. Both North and South assumed that if slavery could not expand it, would wither and die. My eyes aren't too good. Southern fears of losing control of the federal government to anti-slavery forces and Northern fears that the slave power already controlled the government brought the crisis to a head in the late 1850s. Sectional disagreements over the morality of slavery, the scope of democracy, and the economic merits of free labor versus slave plantations caused the Whig and Know-Nothing parties to collapse and new ones to arise. The Free Soil Party in 1848, the Republicans in 1854, the Constitutional Union in 1860. In 1860, the last remaining national political party, the Democratic Party, split along sectional lines. Both North and South were influenced by the ideas of Thomas Jefferson. Southerners emphasized the states' rights, ideas mentioned in Jefferson's Kentucky, the Virginia Resolutions, and the right of the Revolution mentioned in the Declaration of Independence. Northerners ranging from abolitionists Garrison to the moderate Republican leader Abraham Lincoln emphasized Jefferson's declaration that all men are created equal. Lincoln mentioned this proposition in the Gettysburg Address. All but one inter-regional crisis involved slavery, starting with debates on the Three-Fifths Clause in the Constitutional Convention of 1787. Other factors include modernization in the rapidly industrializing North, sectionalism caused by the growth of slavery in the Deep South, while slavery was gradually phased out in the northern states, the economic differences between North and South, although most modern historians disagree with the extreme economic determinism of historian Charles Beard, 11, there was controversy after adding the slave state of Missouri to the Union that led to the Missouri Compromise of 1820, the nullification crisis over the tariff of 1828, the gag rule that prevented discussion in Congress of petitions for ending slavery from 1835 to 1844, the acquisition of Texas as a slave state in 1845, the Manifest Destiny as an argument for gaining new territories where slavery would become an issue after the Mexican-American War, 1846 to 1848, which resulted in the Compromise of 1850. 12. The Wilmot Proviso was an unsuccessful attempt by northern politicians to exclude slavery from territories conquered from Mexico. There were unsuccessful attempts to end controversy over slavery in the territories through popular sovereignty and southern attempts to annex Cuba, including the Ostend Manifesto and Nicaragua as slave states. The extremely popular anti-slavery novel Uncle Tom's Cabin, 1852, by Harry Beecher Stowe, greatly increased northern opposition to Fugitive Slave Act of 1850. To the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850, 13, and 14, there was the There was the polarizing effect of slavery that split the largest religious denominations, the Methodist, Baptist, and Presbyterian churches, 15, and controversy caused by the worst cruelties of slavery, whippings, mutilations, and families split apart. In Congress, arguments over slavery became violent when Representative Preston Brooks of South Carolina attacked radical Republican Senator Charles Sumner, something like that, with a gold knob gutta percha cane after Sumner's crime against Kansas speech, 16. Even rival plans for northern versus southern routes for a transcontinental railroad became entangled in the bleeding Kansas controversy over slavery. The old second-party system broke. Down after passage of the Kansas-Nebraska Act in 1854. Excuse me, while I check something. Alright, I'm fine, sorry. The Dred Scott decision of 1857, the Lincoln-Douglas debates of 1858, John Brown's raid in 1859, and the split in the Democratic Party in 1860 polarized the nation between North and South. Check my 4-part on Unit 15 if you'd like. The election of Lincoln in 1860 was the final trigger for secession. During the secession crisis, many got compromise of these attempts. Best known was the Crittenden Compromise, but all failed. Southern secession was triggered by the election of Republican Abraham Lincoln 17, because regional leaders feared that he would stop the expansion of slavery and put it on a course toward extinction. Many Southerners thought either Lincoln or another Northerner would abolish slavery, and that it was time to secede. The slave states, which had already become a minority in the House of Representatives, were now facing a future as a perpetual minority in the Senate and electoral college against an increasingly powerful North. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I'll have more parts that'll end up this part on causes for the war, but I'll have many more. Thanks for watching, everybody, and stay tuned. Bye.